Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the International 4 China Qualifiers presented by Monster Energy. I'm LD, joined by Fog. Oh,
Yes, I am.
You were a little slow. I didn't give you a chance. You were
didn't give me a chance.
You were ready to like jump on, but I said no.
Yeah.
So Fog, coming up, we're gonna have Speed Gaming versus HGT. Pretty important match before we, well, as we hop into the draft. Actually, I'll give the people something to look at. But do you want to take a look at how these teams are doing? I think both of them are still in the running for the playoffs. And well, with that being said.
Every game at this point is just making such a big deal because of the tiebreakers. It's going to be crazy, like two-way ties, maybe three-way ties, four-way ties. Who even knows what could end up happening? Very
important match. CIS 5-3, HGT 4-4. So HGT, I believe, with a loss here, are officially out of the running. Yeah, there's already four teams with 5 wins, and that puts them on the outside looking in. But if they win this, they'll be 5-4. They'll drag CIS down with them. They'll both be 5-4.
Actually, this is Speed, not CIS, dude.
Speed? Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. Can we restart the cast? We're restarting the cast. No. HGT on the Radiant. Speed on the Dire. None of that ever happened. Yeah. So, important match for HGT. With a loss here, they are... The first part of what I was saying earlier still stands, though. HGT with a loss here don't have a shot at the playoffs, but yeah, at this point, Speed Gaming purely playing for pride.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, if they take a game off of HGT, they can just really screw them over. So, they're definitely going to try their best. But either way... I'm still going to give the favor to HGT. They've just been playing much better in this tournament. I haven't really gotten to watch much of Speed. I've seen more of HGT, and although CTY seems a little shaky, overall they've been playing pretty decent.
Yeah, Speed has pulled out some... who did they beat? They had one really fun, clever draft today, where they kind of... What's their logo? Speed Gaming. Who was it? They beat CNB, and they had a win over... New Element. That's right. They had a nice game versus New Element. I forget exactly what the draft was, but they pick pretty... Oh, yeah. They ran Huskar, Slark, a couple of other unorthodox heroes. So Speed definitely a team that is not afraid to play unconventional. And that game, their draft was quite brilliant. Huskar versus OD mid. Actually not fun for OD in the laning stage. And
yeah, I mean, fire arrows just do so much damage. Like, you don't really get the most last hits on the Huskar if the OD can play it properly, but...
But he's just miserable. Like,
yeah.
He's constantly running low on regen. And they ran a Slark offlane, which matched up against the Lifestealer Rubik quite well. So
yeah, pretty shocking though. I mean, like Huskar, yeah, he does really well during the laning phase and everything like that. And of course, his magic immunity makes OD's ulti not really do too much damage. But Arcane Orb is pure damage, so like Huskar, it kind of goes both ways. It depends on how the laning goes.
You have to win the lane. Like you can't just go into the mid game or the late game. Then he doesn't match up well at all.
Yeah, absolutely. But looking at this draft coming up, we see Speed Gaming go for Doom Mirana first too. So not too much different. And now we see a nice Axe. I don't think we've seen him at all. He hasn't gotten much love.
No, he hasn't. I like him versus Living Armor. I also like Doom a lot there. So if you go Battle Hunger. But although I guess to be fair, a lot of players are just skipping Battle Hunger nowadays and going more for the Berserker's Call and what's the passive called? Counter Helix.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a little bit weird to just pick up the Axe there because I mean, Hyperglory team already has Pugna, and we've seen how amazing Pugna really is for the Axe. Like we pointed out, of course, the Decrepify blocking the spin damage, but also the fact that Axe is good versus physical damage heroes. And if he just gets blown up by spell damage, that's the absolute way to counter him. You just blow everything on him, you get the Decrepify on him, you get the blast on him, and it's like, uh-oh, half my health's gone. And now they pick up a Witch Doctor as well for Hyperglory team. And they're already setting up for this OD. Look, they banned out the Huskar because they know that Speed Gaming likes to put the Huskar versus the OD. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the next pickup for them. And it's not out of their comfort zone at all. It's what they've been drafting almost every single game. OD plus Pugna and plus a couple other pushers.
Pretty dirty. Yeah, the way that some teams have banned against HGT is they'll maybe leave the OD and Pugna in the pool, but they'll ban all the pushing supports, the healers. So they ban the Dazzle, they ban the Witch Doctor, and Speed Gaming haven't done that either. They will pick up the Dazzle, so that's a bit of a block pick. Although I think HGT would go for the OD over that, but I guess the one thing Speed can do with this last pick, if they want, is maybe just go for like a Razor or Viper, two of the better heroes to match up against OD in the lanes, but we've seen OD and Razors, or Vipers and Razors, so many times do okay in the lanes and then just be complete useless heroes later on.
Yeah, I mean, because they're okay at 5-manning, but what the hell is a Razor or Viper really gonna do if you're just getting your base sieged by a Pugna? Like, you just run up and you're just gonna get blown up if you get out of position, and you don't have the best spam. You're not the best at really doing anything. You're just okay, and you can't move at all.
You're good at winning a 1v1 matchup.
Yeah, that's about it. And even then, they pick up the OD and they're gonna have a ban. So if they want, they can just ban out the Razor and they can pick. Go ahead and pick Viper. We'll just crush you. Yeah,
and well, Enchantress out of the mix here for HGT. Other supports, well, they already have the Witch Doctor tree, I guess. So, I guess they could have run a farming Dazzle maybe, but yeah, it seems unlikely at this point. So, let's see what HGT go for with this last pick. They'll need an offlaner. Centaur's out there pushing offlaners. It's not really anyone that's great at it, but just some good 5-man hero. Tidehunter would have been a decent option, I guess, which speed will remove.
Yeah, no, I mean, Centaur's okay, of course. I mean, lets you chase people down and everything, and if he gets a good decent amount of
it's also Radiant offlane, so you can
really
some flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hyperglory team actually just goes for the Shadow Demon ban, so they don't want to deal with the Dazzle Shadow Demon, which we see all the time. Lots of teams running it because of its aggressive and defensive potential. And now we do see Speed Gaming actually pick up a Darkseer as well. So this is they have a lot of cores across on Speed Gaming. They have 4 cores, so I don't know if they're gonna end up doing probably the Mirana with the Dazzle support. And Doom would be, I guess, like a mid? Or maybe they'll just try to do some interesting stuff. I mean, they're already kind of out of the running, like we were saying before, so maybe we'll just see them try to cut creep waves at the Dazzle Axe.
Axe Darkseer lay any of them?
Axe Darkseer Dazzle?
It's not very good at getting kills, necessarily, but very cheesy.
Yeah. And it's kind of shocking for them to just pick up that Darkseer then when they had the Razor opportunity to try to just at least put down the OD a bit, but I guess they don't want to have a Razor, which I can't really blame them ever.
Yeah.
I can't blame anybody for that.
Like, well, he'd be nice in the lanes, but then the laning stage ends and you have a Razor. Yeah. So, all right, guys, it's time for Speed Gaming versus HGT. It's our only matchup here in the penthouse, at least for China. But following this, I'll have at least one more game downstairs. I think you're also joining me for that, or no? It might be Fear, but
I think I'm done.
Yeah,
this one.
He's gonna start our Monster Yahtzee early.
Sweet.
It's gonna be fun. But
Monster Yahtzee's the best.
All right, let's introduce the team. Speed Gaming playing purely for pride with this game, whereas HGT currently sitting at 4-4. Need that win to be 5-4, and at least in the conversation for tiebreaker. So big match for both teams. We start now with the dire side. Zip, ZYP will be playing the Dazzle, ZRD on the Axe, Mai on the Mirana. This puts JDH onto the Darkseer. Both teams will scout each other out right now, and last but not least, we do have Doom. I don't know what his name is in Chinese. All right, on the Radiant side. Formerly Hearts Get Together, and now Hyperglory team. S on the Champ Protector, ZSMJ, the Pugna, CTY, the Solo Mid OD, XTT is the Offlane Nature's Prophet. I think we're missing game sound here. Should be fixed now. And that does put, who did I miss? I missed Pretty Hall playing the Witch Doctor.
And I think it's to support Darkseer. I think what they're actually doing the aggressive trialing with Darkseer Dazzle Axe, because he bought Sentries, and Mirana has soloing items. He's got Ring of Protection and 8 Tango, so...
Called that shit.
Yeah, what the hell?
That is a very odd tri-lane, to say the least. Now,
it could end up really well, though. I mean, they can just cut the creep wave constantly if they can put enough pressure, but...
Tree Witch Doctor is not a bad supporting duo, but they are... Any tri-lane with a tree against these two, the Axe and the Darkseer, is not going to fun. And here's the thing, is we were talking about, oh yeah, Decrepify really counter spin, and that's true, but there's going to be Ion Shell here, so... Not much of a counter.
And they're not even opting to just cut for the creep wave. It's too risky. So they're just going to straight up tri-lane it by Speed Gaming down here.
No, they will get dewarded. Looks like they dropped their Observer first, so they did see that one getting planted.
Yeah. Good. Very well done there by HGT, just predicting the fact that they were going to go aggressive tri-lane, using both their ops boards defensively in the bottom lane. And this is going to be super rough for Speed. I mean, I think they just, if they were going to do this tri-lane, I think they just have to go cut the creep wave. They had to get there sooner and just be able to do that, because otherwise they're just going to get bullied by the Pugna and the Witch Doctor. Because Axe is just going to walk up, get right-clicked crazy, and just one Pugna blast, and he's already low. If he gets leech seeded, he can die.
If they get level 2, then they have Surge and Call, and maybe they can isolate someone like Witch Doctor, but by the time they get there, they might just chew through all their regen and not be in a position to fight anymore. Meanwhile, the Doom is hunting the jungle. He'll find the Mana Burn creep, and this is a nice little pickup to have against OD. It's 50 mana, so it's fairly cheap, but Doom has such awful int that I don't know if it's going to matter. After the first few levels, he will not be having mana for the Mana Burn, but the dive comes in bottom as Axe is starting to cut the wave, but he's walking towards these heroes, and he's tanking a lot of damage. Out comes the Nether Blast. The Leech Seed was deployed. Now the Paralyzing Cast doing its work. One more right click. Ah, not quite enough. He spins again. And now the creep. The creep could be the hero. They're going to turn around. The Prophet comes in. XTT cleans it up. So, tri lane's over, boys. Time to pack it in.
Now they have a support Darkseer. Uh-oh. Looking pretty...
An aggressive tri-lane support Darkseer who has not had the jungle stacked for him yet.
Even... Look at the creep score right now. Nobody on Speed Gaming has over two creeps right now, so even Bottom's having a miserable time in that 1v1 versus the Furion. No.
I mean, like, it's like, what do you expect? You're running Doom versus OD. He's gonna get crushed. The safe lane, I guess it's their best lane. It's still not a good lane, though. Mirana against Prophet is not gonna have fun.
No, you have such a hard time last hitting if he's even using Treants. And XTT now, just, of course, importing Bottom and getting that first blood, he's gonna have very early phase boots, and Mirana's just gonna get...
This could be the opening, though. ZSMJ, the spin to win is here, and... I think they get this kill. Living armor quickly removed. No, not quickly enough. Actually, well, he will go down in the end anyway. That's a big kill, though.
SMJ being very aggressive there, just standing way too far up. His supports were doing a pulse, so I think he should have just been playing a bit more far back and just underwhelming the power of the surge into the call.
I believe he wanted to go to the side shop and buy his boots, but
okay.
Yeah, buys them after dying, and now TP's back into the lane. Still, I think if HGT play this properly, like you said, it's hard for Axe to get in close and do anything.
Yeah, and especially once Pugna gets a couple more levels, like if he walks in, he just gets the Crepify blasted plus a leech seed, he's gonna absolutely die almost instantly. And the Dazzle actually goes for Poison Touch, which is probably right, but he doesn't have the Grave early on in case the Axe does get blown up by all that.
Yeah, and it's only a level 2 Dazzle as well, so Dire off lane can't really be going for easy pulls. I guess the one option is to just send Axe to jungle at Darkseer farm the wave, but then you're not contesting Pugna anymore, really. So, yeah, well, it's a rock and a hard play. ZRD does walk in. Paralyzing Cask will bounce, mostly just to creeps, though, and now ZRD backs off, but here comes the Pugna backstab. He's got the boots. He's quite speedy. They've surged in ZRD. Still Pretty Hall tanking this up for now, but with the Ion Shell burning him down, I think it will overcome the heal here slowly but surely. 2 fights break out as ZYP is driven back. Pretty Hall also driven back. The Living Armor's there again. One more, another blast secures the kill, and now the Axe, it's his turn to run. There's a Decrepify cooling down in 4 seconds time. The blast will be spammed out. They've got that Decrepify as their follow-up for it, though. Leech Seed, no mana for it. Cask will fly, and if it doesn't bounce, I think it's the end. Actually, he wants to man up, but this Axe has not worked out enough yet to justify this aggression.
Yeah, I don't think XTT should have even ported there. He's now giving Mirana a little bit of space to even catch up in this top lane. I think.
And he already had phase. Like, he was just going to be destroying her 1v1.
Yeah, now he has to run all the way back to base, pick up a TSP score and go up there. The good thing about it, at least, is he's going to have full mana and he's able to spawn Treants up there and just put a little bit more pressure on the bottom. But definitely not needed to rotate down there. But
and he's actually only level 4 because he's TP twice now, which is quite costly.
Yeah, absolutely. But either way, I mean, just taking a look at the creep score, I mean, it's very early in the game, so you don't really want to be looking at stuff like this, but if you look at the net worth, it shows it's already 1,500 gold lead into HGT.
We shouldn't be looking at this, but we're going to peek anyway.
Just a little peek.
Says Giannis.
Curiosity.
Can you imagine if like, you could look at it as a player? That'd just be so depressing.
I know,
like,
right?
Alright, guys, we lost. We're down 2k gold, just the fan.
It's a minute in. It's all over. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing... This is definitely the right move by Speed. They're just going to drop this tri-lane because it's just going disastrous for them. They're just going to throw the Axe in the jungle, and Dazzle's just going to go to top to pull, and he might even be able to get some kills on the Furion with the Mirana.
Yeah, although Prophet has phase boots, so it's not the easiest kill. Pretty hard to hit the arrow, even with the slight slow from level 1 Poison Touch.
Yeah, absolutely. And Darkseer right now he's going to get a couple levels down here, but he's going to have a bit of a hard time.
My main concern is, like, just this mid lane, even.
Yeah.
We talked about top lane being slightly disadvantaged from Mirana, like maybe a 65-35 kind of lane, but this is like a 90-10 lane in favor of OD. Like, what is Doom actually supposed to do in this matchup? He can go to the jungle and he creeps. He's got 91 mana. He doesn't have his ult yet. There's been 22 denies and 34 last hits going against him. Now 35 for CTY. And CTY's got Midas pretty much, the recipe anyway, and the Midas soon to follow.
He's absolutely rushing the Midas, and I kind of disagree. I feel like even just getting like boots is perfectly fine for him, because he can just, if he gets 2 or 3 Astros on the Doom, he actually has very good kill potential if he gets a big ulti.
Yeah, at that point you're looking at an int difference of, I want to say like 60 to 70, and the OD ult is going to hit quite hard at that point. And he's got a DD rune now, so, well, he'll rush the Midas, and truth be told, he is the hardest carry in this game by quite a long shot, unless he gets doomed. And, well, he'll be the obvious target, but you've got good healing supports to help keep him alive, so it's CTY. He likes to play greedy. That's pretty much been his style. It's kind of how he debuted when he started for Vici Gaming. He played anti-mage, went for straight Midas, then Battle Fury, then Vlad's, then Treads somewhere in the mix, and basically had 40, 50k gold to play with that game. Still lost, by the way, late game, but
HGT just doing what they've been doing a lot in this tournament as well. Just Pugna hits about level 5, they rotate their offlane to come into the lane, and now they push the tower. And now Axe towards bottom, he's trying to catch somebody, but he's just going to get nuked, and he's not going to be able to get anybody out of this.
Yeah, while that's happening, there's a split push top. They do have their Doom online, and have not chosen to throw it just yet. They'll go for the Pugna here. And Doom, unfortunately, not able to continue the chase. The Leech Seed, the heal from the Witch Doctor keeps him in fighting shape, and DSMJ will make it out without any trouble. So Doom wasted, Hasterin wasted, and it looks like S should be absolutely fine.
OD with his Midas in mid now, and he's basically just completely free lane for him. And now the Furion actually decides, like, bottom lane they couldn't get the tower pressure right away, so now he ports mid, he's going to spawn some trains, and then they're going to pressure this mid tower.
So the thing for the speed gaming draft is, like, what do they do if they don't win their lane? They can gank, maybe, but they don't push that hard until Darkseer gets mech, and even then it's kind of a slow, steady push. And Darkseer's farming awfully. 8 CS, you're doing 20, even with Devour. Mech is not coming anytime soon, whereas HGT, if they want a mech, CSMJ, already up to 800 gold, he's got the Arcane Boots, they're in a Basilius. Now the tower falls mid, and HGT can take it late. I feel they can also go for mid-game timings, and I really don't know what speed does. If they don't have a farmed Darkseer or Axe, they have no initiation and really no counter push.
They have to just hope for mistakes out of HGT. I think right now Speed should actually just group up and just go for this top tower because of how low it is, so the tree won't be able to just fully heal it up. Because if this top tower gets full healed, that's going to be so devastating to them, because that's the only tower that's even taken like any pressure at all.
Yeah, Prophet's barely been in the lane, so that is the main reason why we've seen it's taken damage. But Mirana will try to chip away at it here. It's only a level 2 living armor, so not as effective at healing up, but the counter push comes on the other side of the map, slowly plinking away with those phase boots. They're in a Basilius. And well, I wonder if HGT even bothers defending this. At the end of the day, it's the least important tower on the map, so if they need to give it up, well, it's still nice for speed, but it's definitely not the end of the world.
Yeah, they're just going to let it drop. But at least Speed does, capitalize on the opportunity. That tower was low, and then it's just going to get them a little bit of gold, which they really desperately need, because, I mean, we've been saying it, the matchups just overall just really piss poor for them across the map. Piss
poor indeed.
Yes. I mean, Doom versus OD, like...
And that's basically the mech.
Yeah. Yeah, ZSMJ's basically got his mech. OD's got Treads, Midas, and yeah. So he's just going to be huge, and it's just going to be so scary. I don't even know how the hell they're going to even kill this OD unless they just get a perfect Doom and a dunk on him.
Well, speaking of dunks, CRD hasn't even learned to jump yet.
Oh man, he's only level 5.
He doesn't even have the ult, and even once he gets it, like, I guess they can surge him in, but you see him being surged in, you just astral him and walk away. So
yeah,
I don't know. He needs blink, and that's going to be at least 5 to 7 minutes off, depending if he finds kills or dies. And they're not going to wait for it. They will smoke. Speed gaming on the prowl. They're looking to race in here with a surge.
I don't feel like this is a good idea at all.
There's no Ion Shell on the Axe. He's out of range here of Darkseer, and he's just beating a path for mid. I think they need this Ion Shell damage, though. They'll set up now. Ion Shell comes in. The level 2 surge can be deployed. CTY will get doomed. It's actually going to work out all right. They now call him. In comes the paralyzing cast, but CTY will melt. They get the kill.
Oh, it actually I thought they were going to go down toward bottom lane, and that was actually a proper movement. Going for that mid kill was very smart of them there, because they didn't have the Mirana there. They don't want to overcommit into the enemy jungle, so instead they go for the OD kill, and they actually get it, so very good movement there by them. Yeah,
that is much needed. That's a 73 CS OD at 10 minutes. He's averaging just under 7 CS a minute. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to be exact. That is basically as close to free farm as you're ever going to get in a mid lane.
Luckily, OD spent his gold before he died, but he was level 9 when he died, so he gave a lot of experience to the side of speed gaming, and now Axe knows how to jump.
But he hasn't learned to fly just yet.
Not quite yet. Maybe they're going to go for a second smoke right here. Yeah, and they are. Dazzle has smoke, they pop it right away, and they're going for another one with this combo. Surge, into call, into dunk.
There's no mech yet either. Is it coming on the courier? No, that's just an urn. So, I want to say this is like...
It's got the mech on it, too. Yeah, both.
Oh, it's got the mech. Okay.
Oh, maybe they'll get the courier. Dunk it.
No. Not close. Now the backstab comes, and now they're walking to a lot of heals. The mech, the Nether Ward's already been plopped down. That's a level 2 Nether Ward. They'll surge in the Axe, but he's coming in. He's coming in hot. He's coming in fast. He gets a 3-hero Berserker's Call. However, the OD ult looks to turn this around. The mech keeps them in fighting shape. Now they lose one. CTY picks up a double kill, and well, it'll look good. If they didn't have mech there and the Nether Ward, the heals, like if their team wasn't already grouped up as a death ball, I think that goes okay for HGT, or for speed, but
yeah,
instead it's a disaster.
Yeah, the mech timing was just absolutely perfect. Like they probably would have actually lost. I think one or two heroes there, but I think overall speed would have probably ended up losing that anyway. And we do see a disconnect coming up from the Darks here.
That was a 3-hero call. Just a surgeon. That was pretty nice.
That was pretty nice, but unfortunately at the same time, like we were saying, it's a support Darks here. So he doesn't have...
Level 1 vacuum, no wall, no Ion Shell max. If they had like 1 or 2 of those, I think they get some kills.
Yeah, and Doom wasn't even up at all either, so... Just pretty unfortunate just because, you know, their picks just don't end up really working against what HGT has, and it just looks like they were just very outdrafted in this game.
Well, Fogged. Things are already looking pretty rough here for Speed Gaming.
Yeah, for sure.
3-5, guaranteed out of the playoffs, but looking like it might be a solid 3-6 to finish the runoff here in the International 4 China qualifiers.
Yeah.
Looks like we'll go.
Yeah, coming back underway. Just, well, it's paused. I mean, now we're back in, but I mean, the gold difference is just going to be getting much, you know, just it's going to exponentially grow in the favor of HGT because they're just going to group together and they're going to be able to take every single tower. And Speed Gaming is not really going to be able to do much because Axe is just, he's still super far away from his Blink Dagger. And yeah, they're basically all under-leveled across the side of Speed Gaming.
The other concern for me is I'm pretty sure they're out of smokes. Okay, they've got 1 more on speed and, yeah, none in the shop. Or, sorry, none in the stash. So, if they don't have smoke, they need Blink or Moonlight Shadow. And if HGT have their wits about them, they should be looking to buy some dust, or rather sentries, and just prepare for the Shadow Initiation. Do we see any coming on the Courier? Yep, they've got 2 sentries now, so...
At least Doom's got a Blink Dagger for himself, so he can get the Doom on the Pugna, and then they won't be able to pop the mech, and it might actually prevent a decent amount of stuff, but if the Nether Ward's already set up and everything, like, Speed Gaming is just going to take so much damage from it, and just running into these heroes.
And if you don't Doom OD, he just Astrals the Pugna, and keeps him relatively healthy through the fight, so it's tough. I think you're right, though. Like, you have to Doom Pugna because he's carrying the mech, and also is most of their team fight with the ward.
Sentry's already down, and they are Mirana ulting up there, but HGT in the perfect position. They know this is coming, and this could be devastating with a nice overgrowth.
Oh, he gets overgrowth. He can't find a call and just gets slaughtered by CTY. We'll finish him off soon. There you go. The arrow connects on CTY, but he's at full HP. Nobody's dropping. Speed Gaming, they initiated into a sentry ward. HGT were fully ready, and now they'll Astral second hero. This should be another kill. I imagine how the Death Ward comes through. Look at it go. And down goes JDH. Speed. The only way they take that fight is with the element of surprise, and they just didn't have it.
HGT just completely knew it was coming too. They like completely knew that they were gonna go to try to engage on it. They had the sentry in the position that they were in, and they were hiding in the tree line with all of the heroes. Tree landed at not the best overgrowth, but he caught the axe before he was able to get in range of the initiation, which is really all he needed to do. He took a spill, but whatever. Just the tree that ended up dying. Two heroes.
And hey, it's a Pugna game, so you start losing fights, you lose 2, 3 towers, and possibly just the game outright. They've now picked up their 4 staff on CTY. Really nice to have against that axe initiation or even the arrow. So, I don't know. It makes it even harder for Speed to find pickoffs. And, well, as we've seen, they're not taking head-on team fights. They have to be just finding kind of guerrilla warfare type of openings. And, well, we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, Speed Gaming just has to dedicate so many heroes to do those type of ganks, and it's just because of the tree armor. They need the Ion Shell always with it, and they have to expend so much to just try to get like 1 kill, and it's never enough. Because looking at their heroes, like you were saying before, who on their hero really can push a tower? What do they gain even when they kill people? There's no
if Doom had like a big stack of auras later on, maybe, but at this point he's got Centaur Swiftness aura, and they have no real right click. It's tough.
Yeah, no, another tower is just going to go down. There's really nothing that Speed Gaming can do to defend these towers. I feel like they shouldn't even be sitting there waiting for it. They should just be trying to get the blink on the axe.
Yeah. Split push, sure you can't kill the tower, but at least get some creeps.
Yeah.
Instead, they're sitting mid, not stopping the push and not farming. They'll blink in now with the stop. They do zoom ZSMJ, but he's absolutely fine. The Witch Doctor counter initiates along with the tree. Overgrowth into a pretty long duration Death Ward. They'll clean up the axe now as he tries to retreat through his own teammate's wall. CTY finds the double kill. The Doom barely escapes with his life for now.
It's only level 1 ulti instead of leveling it 2. He's level 11, so I guess that was a misclick. And now he catches an arrow, and he might actually drop here.
CTY, underwhelming performance, even in victory, which is what it looks to be. The heal comes out, well, they'll mech him back up and bail him out. I gotta say, Fog, CTY, we were talking about him looking like he's just not comfortable playing Dota. It feels like he's still getting the league out of his system.
Yeah, he's just a bit shaky, and now Pugna picking up a book 1, it's just going to be a complete death ball, and they don't even have to ever back up, because they're just, with the Essence Aura, plus the Witch Doctor heal, plus earn charges, they never have to worry about their mana. They can constantly keep spamming everything. And yeah,
This axe just takes so much damage. He calls the creeps and, well, he gets zapped, he gets blasted, and quickly loses a lot of health.
Yeah, and Autumn, he had a decent amount of farm, and he opts for a Midas.
They're running Pugna Prophet. They're gonna push. I don't know.
I don't know. And Furion's now got a book too as well, so I don't know. What would really help though? Like what else would he go other than a Midas? I guess anything, but I mean, like,
their heroes needed to crush the lane,
yeah.
particularly the tri lane, and that was a tough one.
Oh, the cask is gonna be bounced between the two of them, and yeah. Oh man.
Then the overgrowth hammer deployed by CTY. It's only a level 1 hammer, but it should be enough. The grave comes out at a nice time. ZYP doing his part to stall out this game, but HGT, they've got a head full of steam, and straight down the middle lane, already the Necro Book out. Witch Doctor with the celebratory zoning ultimate. It'll be enough to take down this first lane of Rax. 16 minutes in, it's not a record. Apparently Arenda versus New Element ended in only 10, but it's good enough. And a feudal level 1 back is deployed by JDH, but the end times are here for speed. Well, this was a speedy game, but not the right direction for them.
Yeah. There's not really much else to say at this point. Like they can't do anything. Their picks were just so greedy, and I think they knew it as well. Like they were just like, we're already out. Like let's just do something fun. They tried to do this Darkseer Axe Dazzle, which it can end up working if you get a bunch of kills out of it. But overall, HGT's just even their lane is just much stronger. They've got at least 2 ranged as well as a bunch of nukes. So it wasn't gonna go in speed gaming's favor no matter what they really ended up doing, unless HGT made massive mistakes.
Arrow will crash through, but fails to find the opening. Yeah, just to piggyback on what you were saying, I feel the main way they could have won this game was if HGT was running 2-3 melee heroes. And that's where Darkseer Axe is very tough to deal with. But Pugna proving to be an effective pick, even when there's the Darkseer backing up the Axe to get rid of Living Armor. It's still just so hard to do anything as Axe.
I just don't get why you wouldn't even why you wouldn't just ban like Pugna or OD versus HGT. They've run it basically every single game, or even some of the supports. This is kind of like,
or
this
even
is their
just,
bread and butter. This is the
or just take away both of the healing supports, like you're saying, at the very least. Because we've got Conrad entering the building. We've got some sync issues here, guys.
What'd you do? Conrad, what the hell, man? Every time.
Just Conrad being Conrad. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, your ice cream. Yeah, we do see, and yeah,
poor
they're
Conrad.
just death one. Oh, CTY just, I think he intentionally.
This guy likes catching
He did that on
arrows.
purpose. He had to have.
There's no way. Well, he'll get the Blink Stomp initiation. Then the Overgrowth. That's going to connect on 5. And look at it go! Speed Gaming just gets slaughtered. They'll try and dive here for CTY. It's not going to be enough. XTT trying to find the opening. He'll Sprout, and the Sprout will follow the Doom as he blinks out. And nonetheless, this will be the second lane of Rax. GG coming any minute. And with that, Speed Gaming's hopes and ambitions of attending the International 4, they were already dead, but now the official bell has tolled.
Yep, that's SpG.
Conrad proudly showcasing himself eating ice cream for us here in the studio.
Here's gross.
Do you want to show the picture to the good folks out there?
I'm sure they can find it on Twitter.
Yeah, you can follow @QuantumPope, guys.
Wow.
Well, we'll try and fix these sync issues now, hopefully. But guys, that's going to wrap up our final game, I believe, on the upstairs stream. Yeah. So we're retiring the penthouse for tonight, at least as far as Dota casting goes. So actually, I guess we don't need to fix the sync issues now. If there are tiebreakers, if there's multiple ones at once, then we would come back to the stream. But as you can see, my mouth is not moving in sync with my voice, so we'll keep this one short, Bug.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, HGT just played with their bread and butter, and just Speed Gaming just can't really do anything.
Should have tried ice cream instead. It's Conrad wisdom for you. All right, guys, thanks for watching. You're watching the International 4 Qualifiers presented by Monster. I'm LD. He's Fogged. You can follow him on Twitter, twitter.com/FogDota. We'll be back in a bit, maybe.